Welcome to the Harder Mushrooms Cordyceps Grain Trial Experiment. And to preface, farmers can't take vacation. Is heat stress, I think, and my delay on opening these. They're over 2 months old, but I went on vacation. Farmers can't take vacation. So this experiment was born out of necessity because we mainly use organic ingredients, media for our mushrooms, but pricing organic rice was next to impossible. Luckily, we live pretty close to an organic farm supply seed store, so we were able to get other organic grains fairly affordable compared to like sourcing online for organic rice. So this was a comparison between commercial rice and other organic grains. And that has allowed us to try some combinations with rice and millet, rice and sorghum, because they're the smallest grains. I thought they'd be the closest to rice. So let's hop right into the findings. This is sorghum. I thought sorghum did exceptionally well, actually. The fruit looked phenomenal, and the yield wasn't horrible. So same with the seconds. So this is like the first weighed out and harvested. Next we have millet. Millet was also really nice. I thought the fruit looked good and matured at a proper rate. It had a lot of crystallization of the cordycepin forming on those. So things really did pretty good with the millet. Still wasn't quite as good as the rice, but and still had a considerable amount of seconds compared to the rice. But overall, it was a pretty acceptable alternative. Rice and millet together did a lot better, maybe because of the rice in some of the ways, but also the millet by itself, and sort of with the rice, but much worse by itself, stuck to harvesting the cordyceps. It was like the little tiny millet seeds. This was also Japanese millet, because that's what we could find locally and affordably. So it's a little smaller than the conventional millet. Wheat was by far the worst. There's a large unfruited area of the bag and just like a lot of really crappy fruit. So I don't know why wheat was so bad, but wheat definitely was last place, and I would not recommend using wheat even if it's cheap and available. So only got almost half of what we got from rice and the combinations. So rice and sorghum, I think that is my favorite. Has beautiful fruit. They were really chunky and meaty and a lot of cordycepin. The yield was also exceptional. That's part of why I was thinking a good next project grown on rice, sorghum, and millet to see if that kind of boosts everything up. And there's that rice and sorghum harvest. It's really quite nice. So we're really excited with our findings. I wanted to present this. If you couldn't find organic rice affordably and you're an organic producer, you could substitute it with sorghum or millet, or potentially a combination of all of them to get a comparable yield but keep your costs down. So that was like one outcome that we discovered through this project, and this graph kind of shows that we have like the Japanese millet actually being the most effective per pound of grain or per dollar of grain. Another realization that has come through this experiment is that if we wanted to reach a larger wholesale market for cordyceps and really blow it up, that we would need to grow them organically to have a higher competitive price point. And so that's where this is also like, if we wanted to pivot from just being market gardeners to being more of a wholesale grower, that it seems like growing with organic ingredients and getting certified organic would help with the price point. This is an experimental strain that our friends at Appalachian Gold gave us to play around with. And I've never seen cordyceps that big. This is insane. Where are the cordycepin crystals? And now everything's picked and ready for high pressure extraction in the autoclave. This is one last different way of looking at yield and costs per yield. So thanks for waiting for such a long time for us to get this video out and make some more cordyceps content. We have a lot of other content in the works, but my toddler makes it impossible to work on this stuff. I'm cheating right now and doing this while I'm in the bathtub. Yeah. If you love what we're doing, please like and subscribe and let us know what you'd like to see more of.